Good morning, friends. This is your old girl, Melanie Rose, here to share your daily aspects. Today is Monday, October 18, 2021. I want to wish a very happy birthday to my wife, Jennifer Rose. Jennifer has a YouTube channel called The Basic Butch Tarot, where she shares her journey in learning to read tarot, as well as her other intuitive touchstones and approaches. I encourage you all to check it out. She is the cutest, most cheekiest butch in lesbian in all of YouTube, I'm pretty sure, but then I might be biased. The moon moves from Pisces to Aries very early this morning. This represents a shift in the heart and home from water to fire, from the temple of the imagination to the ambition that drives us to act. Also, the waxing gibbous nature of this moon indicates the need for us to focus our energies. The full moon is just 2 days from now, and we want to have something to show for all of our planning and efforts, a manifestation to express, a reason to celebrate. The sun remains in Libra until this Friday. Often, the final days of a transit tend to be when we feel the signs influence the strongest. So these 5 days are like a week in review in regards to the principles of truth and justice, beauty and balance. Libra's ruling planet is Venus, whose style it is to sit back and receive the abundance that is always rolling her way. Take a look around, friends. This is a good time to make note of those many things for which we can be grateful. Let's take a look at these planets and aspects before we get into the interpretations. As always, we have the sun, which represents our outer life, who we are in the world. And we have the moon, which represents our inner life, our emotional life, and also who we are at home. Venus is present, and Venus is about how we relate to the things that we value most. And often that comes across as love and money. Chiron is not a planet but an asteroid, and it represents how to heal, often what kind of healing is available. Mars is our personal sense of initiative. Neptune, spiritual awareness. Pluto, death and rebirth. And also mystery. Jupiter is here. That's our planet for growth and opportunities. Oh, first mention of Mercury today. This represents the intellect and our communications. We also have Saturn on board today. I'm going to put Saturn down here. That represents our structures and stewardship. And I think that's all the planets we have in line today. As for aspects, I see a couple of trines. Trines are very positive. The energies of this aspect are all in the same element, and so they're going to vibe together really well and create very positive outcomes. I have a Quincunx, which is a variable outcome kind of energy. We know that we don't know what will happen. Square represents challenges. This D is for direct, and that's when a planet moves forward along its regular trajectory around the sun, and appears to do so from our perspective as well. Let's see, ingress. This is when a planet transits from one sign to the next. Sextile is here. This is cooperative. And cooperation makes things happen. Opposition is, what am I saying? Is an opportunity for conflict or balance. And there's another ingress there. Okay. So these are the players and those are the plays. Let's get a little bit into these interpretations, shall we? Okay, in the ongoing column, we have Venus, Trine, Chiron. Today is day 3 of 4 of this, Venus's third major aspect of last week. Our planet for love and money has been making beautiful trine vibes with Chiron, the asteroid that represents our ability to heal. Chiron has been in retrograde, which brings about more inner healing, and at this time, our attention is drawn to the sense of self-worth. So, how do you define what you are worth to yourself and to others? Particularly when it comes to friends, family, and lovers, what is the exchange rate for your time? I'm not talking about getting money from the people closest to us. I'm talking about what we give of ourselves in terms of personal and emotional work, and whether we are giving to people who reciprocate. The principle of self-worth demands reciprocity when we put in labor. So when some other fully autonomous, grown-ass adult human being comes to us looking for help, advice, or support, it isn't out of line to ask ourselves, what does this person bring to the relationship? If it's really only questions, problems, and needs, now is a good time to step back. It's okay to say, you know, normally I would help you out, but I have to focus on my own stuff right now. Reserve your emotional labor for meeting your own needs and those of the people who contribute to your well-being. It's really okay to be selective about the company we keep and to keep only those around us who add value to our experiences. Who adds value to my experience? Next, we have Mars, Quincunx, Neptune. This is also day 3, 4 for this aspect, where the planet for personal initiative is found in this variable energy with our planet for the awareness that we are all one. This is a time when we may vacillate between decisive actions and passively going with the flow. We may experience feelings of restlessness and dissatisfaction. This is a good time to try and take it easy on our bodies, since we will be more prone to accidents or infections. Fortunately, Mars is in Libra at this time, which will help us be able to weigh our options before plunging headfirst into any dangerous behaviors. Be careful with your body. Next we have Sun square Pluto. Today is day 2 of 2 for this aspect. Pluto is our planet for mystery, and in this case, that is likely to apply to circumstances beyond our control. When the outer life meets Pluto in this challenging aspect, we may meet a literal challenge that forces us to reckon with how much power we have in the face of such a situation. Either the power to stand up for ourselves or the power to step back from something that no longer represents us. Power challenge. Step up or step back. And I just want to remind you all that Jupiter went direct this morning just after midnight. Our planet for growth and prosperity has been in retrograde these last 4 months. With this retrograde, we may have experienced some growing pains, and we may have experienced some sudden and surprising changes to our good fortune. Jupiter will continue to move on its regular apparent trajectory for the next 8 months, so it's business as usual for our growth and development, especially in those areas that bring our personal world to interact with the world at large until about June of next year. Okay, let's get into today's aspects. I give these in Central Standard Time. I'm in Fayetteville, Arkansas, y'all. At 5:04 a.m., the moon makes ingress to Aries. So, here's the quote from the Wee Moon calendar. The moon in Aries accesses our fire, temper, impatience, and passion. We feel an urgency to focus, but we can lose our empathy. It's time to do what truly makes us feel alive and to initiate projects and to set boundaries. What makes us feel alive? Start something and set boundaries. This is a 2.5 day transit. At 10:17 a.m., Mercury goes direct. Mercury has gone direct. So, Mercury is one of the fastest moving planets. It orbits the sun every 88 days, a feat that takes us an entire year. And because of the speed of its orbit, it appears from our perspective to have frequent periods of retrograde motion, 3 or 4 per year, in fact, each lasting about 3 weeks. The next Mercury retrograde begins in the middle of January. Until then, I encourage you to enjoy the greater ease that comes with thinking, discernment, communication, and equipment as Mercury makes its merry way along its regular course. Thoughts, communications, on. I'm going to put some little green lights here. Green lights. Green lights smiling at me. Okay. Then at 6:15 p.m. Oh, I was so excited about that. I didn't give us a time. This is at 10:17 a.m. my time. Then at 6:15 p.m., the moon goes sextile with Saturn. Now this 2-hour aspect gives us a good period of time to show ourselves and those at home that we care about them by practical means. We may feel especially protective or security-minded about our home or our heart at this time. Practical and protective are signature Saturn attitudes, and in the cooperative aspect, those kinds of thoughts, words, and actions are likely to generate positive circumstances. Practical and protective at home. Okay, at 9:36 p.m., Mars makes this trine with Jupiter, and this is kind of major. It only happens every 2 years. So, first I want to point out that the moon is in Aries. The moon went into Aries this morning, which is ruled by the planet Mars. So our heart and home might be especially affected by this aspect, or at least for the first couple of days. It also helps to see which house Jupiter is in on your natal chart to get more clues as to where this wonderful aspect may impact our lives. This 4-day aspect is practically assured how do I say this? This 4-day aspect is really like brimming with possibility. Any action we take to start something at this time is practically assured success. Even seemingly selfish impulses can result in positive outcomes. We're likely to feel very positive and self-assured and ready to go do the things. So go and do them. This trine aspect should be all the green lights you need. Look at that, more green lights. Woo! We're going to have a party where we drive fast down the road and don't run into anything. Woo! Green lights. Also, as I've already mentioned, Mars is currently in Libra. So with this very positive aspect in effect, I predict we will find more ease with weighing our options and taking decisive action. And then late in the evening, just after midnight at 12:26 a.m. on Tuesday, Moon runs opposition to Mercury. This is a 2-hour aspect that can leave us at a loss for words to express how we're feeling, and perhaps with some confusion or lack of mental clarity, which can be stressful. Fortunately, many of us will probably be in bed at this hour, so this mini Mercury retrograde should fly right by us. Let's just give it some wings. Flutter by, butterfly. Coming up this week, we have a full moon on Wednesday, and the sun will make ingress to Scorpio on Friday. And I can't wait to discuss these things and more with you as they all come up. That's it for today, friends. This has been your daily aspects and astrological weather forecast for Monday, October 18, 2021. If you have questions, or if you feel inspired to share an observation or an experience, I invite you to add to the comments below. Also, please like my video and subscribe to the Old Girl channel. I will leave this up for about 30 seconds so that you may look it over, and I'll see you all tomorrow for more daily aspects.